Let's go! Aurorix Antidepressant. Yo, what's up? It's someone that's no one, and welcome back to today's report. Today's report is coming from Melblad77 off Reddit, where they took Moclobemide at 300 to 600 milligrams per day. And here's the full report details. Alright, so here we are to introduce Moclobemide. This is a somewhat common antidepressant that isn't an SSRI. We've had this come up in a few different reports now, but most of the time it is taken with something else, often in recommendation from the doctor. But today we got a report that shows what its effects may look like on its own, which surprisingly, this was somewhat difficult to find because most people aren't just taking Moclobemide alone. Today's report comes from Reddit, specifically a reply to a post asking about Moclobemide. They give a pretty descriptive outlook of their experience with it, and we get a good idea of the effects. We'll break this down more in a future video. But I'm sure you'll enjoy this one, so without further ado, let's dive right into this. I started Moclobemide a week ago. I had never heard of it, and it was my psychiatrist that suggested it. However, this was only after I presented at his office in a clearly melancholic depressed state, while also being adamant I would not take another SSRI. This finally persuaded him to look beyond SSRIs, and he suggested Aurorix. My refusal to go on another SSRI was because of their sexual side effects, most notably reduced penile sensation and delayed orgasm, but also lowered/weakened sexual drive. I would not put up with this again. My experience to date with Moclobemide has been mixed but mostly positive, and I'm going to continue with it for at least a couple of months to assess its efficiency. It gave nearly immediate relief from the depression state I was in when I saw the psychiatrist. Within a couple of hours of taking my first dose, I was no longer on the edge of tears and in a state of despair. No other antidepressant has ever given me that quick of a response. I, of course, have remained a little less unstable in my mood over the last week as I recover, but it has been a net gain to now. I have been on 300 milligrams daily, 2 by 150 milligrams, but will up it today to 450 milligrams. The side effects in the startup phase have been bearable. A slight wired state at times, a couple of nights of insomnia, and a very slight headache. On the sexual front, though Moclobemide is reported to have almost negligible effects in terms of delayed orgasm, I have noticed my penis isn't as sensitive and it takes me a little longer to orgasm, but nowhere near the numbness and delay the SSRIs caused. I will see how this plays out over the next little while. I did notice an increase in libido though in the first few days. My depression stems from my anxiety, most prominently my social anxiety. And I am glad to say Moclobemide does seem to be improving my anxiety. What's more, there have been times in the last week where I wanted to socialize, have felt more confident, and I was more talkative. This sensation I never got on SSRIs either. It has been up and down, but I'm hopeful as things level out and I increase the dose that I find some relief from my social anxiety with Moclobemide. So far, so good. Update. The sexual side effects are real on Moclobemide. It works predominantly on serotonin, and the lowered libido, desensitization, and delay are redolent of low-dose SSRIs. Also now on 600 milligrams a day, and I'm struggling to notice any real improvement.